when it comes to true reconciliation, I can only focus on what I can do and how I can protect and serve the people that are in my life. But I can't carry that negativity with me because that's not healing. I know for a fact that my ancestors wouldn't want me walking around this world angry about things. I am a second-generation residential school survivor. My mother, Margaret Saul, went to the Kamloops Indian Residential School. I was raised by my father primarily due to the effects of the residential school system. My mom lived with her own trauma and actively tried to survive the effects of substance use. I didn't know my mom at all growing up. I met her probably for the first time when I was 15, and it was interesting. She was an amazing human, and she was very resilient and very strong, and I was grateful for the years that we did have together. I left home at a very early age, and then when I was 17, I discovered that my own child was coming, and so my adopted grandmother at the time had gave me some very sage advice and said, you have a choice to make. You're either going to be a good mom and you're going to break the cycle of the trauma and the dysfunction of many generations, or you're not. It stuck in my head for a long time. Yeah, I didn't want to be known as just another Indigenous person that had a child that wasn't able to care for them. It was a lot of work. I fought really hard to, in my mind, not become a statistic. So yeah, I went back to school. I was the first young mother of a program called First Steps, which I will promote to the ends of the earth. And I graduated with honors. I spent the first 20 years of my career working in a nonprofit, supporting adults with diverse abilities. I am now Indigenous specific supports for our people who are living with substance use disorder or mental health support needs. I spend a lot of time really focusing on meeting people literally where they're at. And that is a direct effect of colonization, the residential school systems, 60 scoop, the theft of our lands, the loss of culture, the loss of language, the loss of connection to who they were as Indigenous people were and continue to be profound. When I think about things that happened to my family and my ancestors, my heart breaks. A lot of people refer to our elders that survived residential school as survivors, and they are survivors, but they're warriors. They fought through that. They lived through that. They're still here. We're still here in spite of every effect to eradicate a whole race of people. You can't erase history. These things happened, but we can talk about it. And that's where the allyship comes in. And so for me personally, being able to walk alongside people that are open and curious, having cultural humility around wanting to learn. It's not that we're asking you to fix the harms that your ancestors have done to our people, but we are asking for you to do the things that Canada has said that they're going to do to support our people. There are some amazing allies out there. You know, our youth, being able to call them in because they're the next generations. They're the ones that are going to evoke more change. They're the ones that are going to keep fighting this good fight. I believe that my children are well-rounded humans and they're not scared to have conversations about these topics. That is part of the effects of the truth and the reconciliation, because they don't feel the anger or the unjustness. In some ways, things are getting better, and I think that, you know, we just have to have hope and celebrate the wins that we do have.